You're in need of a knot pattern that will make your macrame projects truly pop, then watch through to see how you can make this vine knot pattern. Hey everyone, it's Nicole here from BOCHIKNOT Macrame, and in today's tutorial we will be going over a vine knot pattern that you can incorporate into almost any macrame project to make it stand out. Many of the macrame projects that I make that you see on the wall or you see in my various macrame projects and tutorials, you will find that I love incorporating vines and leaf patterns. The main reason why I love vines and leaves is because of its textured look. I hope that by showing you guys this knot pattern, you are able to incorporate it into your macrame projects so that you too can make your macrame projects stand out. So before we dive right into the actual knot pattern, I just want to go over quickly the materials I'll be using for this demonstration. I have 4mm single strand cord here, 3 strands at 340 centimeters long, attached onto the dowel with lark's head knots. I do really like using this cord for a lot of my projects because not only is it soft, but it is very sturdy. As you can tell, it does take several knots and re-knots to get it to unravel, because we do know that single strand does unravel eventually. So if you are planning to learn macrame with single strand cord, this is a great option for that. And if you're interested, I'll link the products used in the video description below. And now to begin our pattern, what we're going to do is use the far left cord as the anchor cord. And we're just going to make a slightly diagonal row of double half hitch knots to the right. So taking the next cord after, over, through. And then if you have been following my other knot pattern tutorials, you may have noticed that I do have some tips and tricks on how to make nice, neat, even double half hitch knots to get your double half hitch knots in a nice straight line, or wherever you want it to bend and curve to. You have to follow the direction of where your anchor cord is heading towards. So if you're pointing your anchor cord diagonally, that is where you are aiming to go with your double half hitch knots. And so if you look at it with every double half hitch knot you make and you readjust and tighten the knots so that you are heading towards where you're going to go, then you are going to get there. Okay, now that we're done our diagonal double half hitch knots to the right, we're going to start our first side of this wavy pattern. So we're going to take this second cord from the right as an anchor cord for a row of double half hitch knots to the left. We're going to follow the diagonal direction of the previous row to make this row of double half hitch knots to the left. So take the next cord to the left as a working cord. For a double half hitch knot. And then continue all the way to the left. Then we're going to bring it all the way back down for a row of double half hitch knots. Okay, now we're going to make a tiny version of this loop, upside down U, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to do it with the third cord from the left. So we're going to use that as an anchor cord for 2 double half hitch knots to the left. And then just remember, we're making this pattern on the left side right now, but once we attach everything back onto that far right anchor cord, we're going to start the same thing on the other side, just in a mirror image. And then back over to the right for 2 double half hitch knots. And now that part is complete, we're going to use the same anchor cord that we had used for our first large loop, and we're going to finish off with one more large loop on this side. So another row of double half hitch knots to the left. And then make one more row of double half hitch knots back to the right. Okay, now the pattern is complete on the left side here, and then we're going to go back to our far right anchor cord, and then we're going to attach all these cords here on the left side onto this anchor cord with double half hitch knots. So I'll bring that anchor cord over to the left side, and then one by one we are going to attach them to the anchor cord with double half hitch knots. Now I'm going to start the first one just a little bit lower, just right where the cord is, so that we have a nice tight knot. Then make another double half hitch knot, nice and tight. And then at this point, you can slide the knots up to meet the row up above. And then you can finish off the rest of the double half hitch knots to the left. And now we're ready to start the exact same pattern on the right side. So we've completed the left section, and now we're going to repeat the same thing on the right side. So we're going to start with a big loop first. So starting with the second cord from the left, make a row of double half hitch knots to the right. Then make a row of double half hitch knots back to the left side to finish off the big loop. And then make a smaller loop with the third cord from the right as an anchor cord. And then last but not least, take that same anchor cord from the big loop, make a row of double half hitch knots to the right and then back to the left. And then now take that far left anchor cord, attach all the cords to the right onto this anchor cord with double half hitch knots. I'm going to slide this to meet the row above, and then finish off the rest of the double half hitch knots. And so now that we've done the pattern on both sides, all you have to do is repeat this for as many times as you'd like underneath to get the desired length that you want. And so I'm going to make a few more of these wave knot patterns here just to show you what it looks like. I've made one more section on both sides, and this is what the wavy pattern looks like. And that concludes our vine knot pattern tutorial. What did you guys think of it? Let me know in the comment section below. I like that this one is a little bit more unique in that we didn't just make 3 large loops to the sides. Instead, we made a large loop, added a smaller loop, and then finished off the second larger loop. I made it this way so that once you tighten all the knots, the leaf part of the pattern will bend and curve even more, giving off more of a 3D effect. If you guys enjoyed this video and want more ideas on knot patterns you can incorporate into your macrame designs, we do have several more knot pattern tutorials you can choose from so that you can put together your dream macrame project. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.